Om Shanti. Let's all say with love that we greet each other, or we say Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Good morning. Start a good morning and a good day and a good evening with Baba's remembrance, and we also have a good night in Baba's remembrance. So everything becomes good with his remembrance. Baba just relates the knowledge in such a way, and he just mentions the things to be inculcated. He teaches the yoga in such a way that everything becomes good. So let's listen to 23rd January 2026 Murli. Where Baba has explained in his Murlis. Let's listen to his direct elevated versions, the essence. Sweet children, let jewels of knowledge constantly emerge from your lips. Your faces must always remain cheerful. Question: what are the signs of the children who have imbibed this knowledge in their Brahmin life? Baba says, what are the signs of the children who have imbibed this knowledge in their Brahmin life? What would be their signs? Answer: the first point, their activities are like those of the deities. They imbibe divine virtues. Second, they have the practice of churning the ocean of this knowledge. They never churn devilish things, that is, the things of rubbish. Third point, they don't defame or insult others. They neither defame, they use such abusive language, nor insult others. They don't even defame or insult Baba, neither defame or insult the deities. So, what's the consequence of imbibing the third point? Their faces are always cheerful. Om Shanti. The father sits here and explains about devotion and this knowledge. You children have understood that there can't be salvation through devotion, and there is no devotion performed in the golden age. You don't even receive this knowledge in the golden age. Sri Krishna neither worships anyone nor plays the flute of this knowledge. To play the flute means to give this knowledge. It's remembered that there is magic in that flute, so there must definitely be some magic. Because so by listening to the Murli daily, our lives get transformed and we are become. Simply to play the flute is common. Even the wandering beggars continue to play that. This flute has the magic of knowledge. Ignorance can't be called magic. The Murli is called magic. This is the magic of the knowledge with which the lives gets transformed. Ordinary human beings are made into deities by this knowledge. When it's the golden age, you have the inheritance of the knowledge. There is no devotion performed there. Devotion starts with the copper age when you change from deities to humans. Human beings are called vicious, whereas deities are called viceless. The world of deities is called the pure world. You are now becoming deities. What's meant by knowledge? What do you mean by this term knowledge? This knowledge is firstly the recognition of oneself and the Father, and secondly, and the knowledge of the beginning, middle, and the end of the world. Salvation is received through this knowledge. Then later on, devotion begins. That is then called the descending stage, because devotion is the night and the knowledge is the day. This knowledge can sit in anyone's intellect, but not everyone can imbibe divine virtues. If someone has divine virtues, it can be understood that one has imbibed this knowledge. So we have imbibed that knowledge and we have transformed that into virtues, then later into the powers. The activities of those who imbibe this knowledge become like those of deities. The activity of those who imbibe less is also mixed. If they imbibe nothing, it means they aren't Baba's children. Human beings defame the Father so much. When you come into the Brahman clan, you stop insulting and defaming one another. So we don't use any harsh words, and we don't even get into yours or mine or get into the gossips. You receive this knowledge, then by churning the ocean of knowledge, you receive nectar. If you don't churn the ocean of knowledge, then what else would you be churning? Devilish thoughts. Only rubbish should emerge from that. You are now godly students. You know that you are studying this study to change from ordinary humans into deities. The deities don't teach this study. Deities can't even be called the oceans of knowledge. Only that one can be called the ocean of knowledge. Divine virtues can only be imbibed through this knowledge. It's only at this time that you children receive this knowledge. You don't receive this in the golden age. Those deities have divine virtues. You also praise them as those who are full of all virtues. Therefore, you now have to become like them. Each of you has to ask yourself, do I have all the virtues? Is my activity devilish? So the one who follows the highest code of conduct, the one who has all the divine virtues, who is completely viceless, these are the qualifications of the deities. So Baba says, you have to become like them at the confluence age so that we will receive that reward in the golden age. So this is the self-checking. Baba says, do I have all the divine virtues and is my activity devilish? Let's spin the discus. Let's look at ourselves. Do I have all the virtues or do I also have devilish traits? If you have any devilish traits, you must renounce them. Only then will you be called a deity. Otherwise, you will attain a low status. You children are now imbibing divine virtues. You relate many very good things. This is called the most elevated confluence age when you become the most elevated of all. Therefore, the atmosphere too has to be very good. Don't the atmosphere, the gathering of the Brahmins should be powerful? It becomes powerful. Then the atmosphere also becomes good. Don't let any dirty words emerge from your lips. Otherwise, it would be said that you are going to claim a low status. This can be known very quickly from your behavior and the atmosphere. Let your faces remain constantly cheerful. If we have, if we churn or revise the points of knowledge, when we share good things about knowledge, when it's relevant, when if it is of knowledge, then our faces remain cheerful. Otherwise, it would be said that you don't have any of this knowledge. Let only jewels of knowledge constantly emerge from your lips. Look at Lakshmi and Narayan, see how cheerful their faces are. Those souls had imbibed the jewels of knowledge. Only jewels of knowledge constantly emerged from their mouths. There is so much happiness in just relating and listening to the jewels of knowledge. The jewels of knowledge that you are now receiving will then become diamonds and jewels. The rosary of 9 jewels is not of diamonds and jewels. It's a rosary of the jewels of knowledge. People believe that it's made of those physical gems and they were a ring made of them. The rosary of the jewels of knowledge is created at the most auspicious confluence age. These jewels will make you prosperous for your future 21 births. No one can loot this from you. Because Mira also used to sing that. She got 3 gems. So we also sing. So these treasures can't be looted from you. Here, if you were to wear diamonds and jewels, someone would quickly loot them from you. Therefore, you have to become very sensible and remove devilish traits. The face becomes so bad because of devilish traits. That's why the demons are they are shown as having big eyes, big teeth, those who have horns. They are always portrayed as cruel. The face of an angry person becomes as red as copper, and those who have the voice of lust become ugly. Therefore, you children have to churn the ocean of knowledge about everything. This study is for receiving a lot of wealth. Other studies aren't worth jewels. Baba says they are not physical gems or jewels. Baba says its value is much more than their value. This is in fact, this is the knowledge. They can't be called jewels. Yes, people can study that knowledge and claim a high position. Therefore, the education, not wealth, is useful. It is the wealth the position gets from the knowledge, the education you receive, the status also from education. If someone is highly educated, one gets that respect and status. So Baba says education is wealth. That wealth is limited, whereas this wealth is unlimited. Yes, both are studies. You now understand that the Father teaches you and makes you into the masters of the world. Those who study at schools and colleges, they just study the knowledge of the physical world, and they take different topics and they specialize in that. Now you understand that. The Father teaches you and makes you into the master of the world. Those studies are temporary and only worth a little for just one birth. In your next birth, you have to study afresh. Just you can carry that art or sanskars with you, but whatever you study, that is completely forgotten. There is no need to study for wealth. There you receive plenty of wealth based on your efforts of this time. This wealth becomes imperishable. Deities had a lot of wealth. How much did they have when they then went on to the path of devotion, which means the kingdom of Ravan? How much the diamonds and gems were studded in the temples? Then the Muslims came and looted their wealth. The deities were so wealthy, no one could become Bharat. Many different rulers came, the Mughal people, Muslim. Everyone just looted Bharat. No one could become as wealthy through the studies of the present day. You now understand that you are studying such an elevated study through which you become deities. Look what human beings become by studying, wealthy from poor. Bharat too is so poor now. The wealthy don't have any time at all. They have their own pride of being so and so. Baba says they are highly educated, then they have that arrogance of their titles, or they are so and so. Here, all pride has to be removed. So, I am a soul, and a soul has no wealth, no prosperity, no diamonds or jewels. So, the Father says, Renounce your bodies and all bodily relations. What do the Father's teaching teach us? So these teachings tell us to renounce our bodies and all bodily relations. When a soul shuts his body, all the prosperity, etc., is finished until he studies and earns his wealth again in his next birth. Or if he made very good donations in his previous birth, he would take birth in a wealthy home. So, because of the donations and the charitable actions, one can take birth, one can have a birth in a wealthy family. They say that that's the fruit of his past actions. If someone has provided education for others, built a college or a rest house for pilgrims, he receives the fruit of that, but only for a temporary period. It's here that you give donations and perform charity. You don't do that in the golden age. When someone is wealthy and someone is poor, then there the transaction happens. Like wealthy can donate it to the poor, but you don't perform such actions in the golden age. Whoever is wherever, in whichever family, in whichever position, that is king or queen or maid. So every soul has abundance. So there are only good actions in the golden age because you receive the inheritance of this time there. There no one performs sinful actions because the Ravan doesn't exist there. Poor people there don't perform sinful actions. Here, even the wealthy commit sinful actions, and this is why there is such illness and sorrow. There, they don't indulge in vice, and so how could sins be committed? Everything depends on your karma. Baba's Baba's task Baba's task is to give the knowledge, because this knowledge gives us the understanding, it gives us that intellect. Then we'll be able to create those good thoughts, benevolent thoughts, and then actions automatically become good. This the kingdom of Maya, Ravan, where human beings become vicious. The Father comes and teaches you in order to make you viceless. The Father makes you viceless and the Maya makes you vicious. There is a war between the dynasty of Rama and the dynasty of Ravan. You are the children of the Father and they are the children of Ravan. So many very good children are defeated by Maya. Maya is very powerful. In spite of that, there is hope. Baba. Baba just keeps hope. Even those who are completely degraded have to be uplifted. The Father has to uplift the whole world. Many fall they become totally degraded and low. The Father uplifts even such children. Everyone in the kingdom of Ravan is degraded. However, the Father saves you, and in spite of that, if you continue to fall and thereby become the lowest of all, then you are not then able to climb as high. Your conscience would bite you because what's the reason for not reaching the high stage? Because your conscience would bite you because you reached the lowest state. It is said, whatever you remember in your final moments, there would be just that lowest state in that one's intellect. Therefore, the Father sits here and explains to you, children, it is you who become deities every cycle. Would animals become those? Because Baba has told the truth. Human beings just become human beings and they take human beings' birth. Only human beings understand this and they become those. Of course, there are 84 million species, but human beings don't have to wander in those species birth. Only human beings understand this and become those. Lakshmi and Narayan also have the nose or ears, etc., because they are human beings. However, they have divine virtues, and this is why they are called deities. How did they become such beautiful deities? How did then they fall? You now understand this cycle. All of those who churn the ocean of this knowledge will imbibe this knowledge very well. Those who don't churn the ocean of knowledge, they become, Baba says, Buddhus. Those who read the Murli will churn the ocean of knowledge and think about the topics that they have to explain. They would automatically churn the ocean of knowledge. Different people are going there, different people are going to come, so you have to explain to them with enthusiasm. It's possible that they will understand something. It all depends on their fortune. Some will instantly have faith, whereas others won't. Hope is kept for them. If not now, then they will understand that in future. One has to keep hope. To keep hope in them means to have an interest in serving them. We mustn't be tired. One must always have a hope in serving the people, and then you start serving. Even if someone has studied but has become degraded, he would be made to sit in the visiting room if he comes. Or would you just tell him to go away? So he will be given respect and love. He will be made to sit in a visiting room. You would definitely ask him why he hasn't come for so many days. He would probably say that he was defeated by Maya. Many such people come here and they do understand that this knowledge is very good, but Maya defeats them. At least they remember everything. Of course, the knowledge is imperishable, but we remember. In devotion, there is no question of being victorious or defeated. This knowledge has to be imbibed. You are now listening to the true Gita from the Father through which you become the deities. You can't become deities without becoming Brahmins. There are no Brahmins among the Christians, Parsis, or the Muslims. You understand all of these things at this time. You know that you have to remember Alpha. It's only by remembering Alpha you receive a kingdom. Whenever you meet anyone, tell them, remember Alpha. The Alpha is said to be the highest. People point towards upside with their finger in order to indicate that Alpha. Alpha is said to be the one. There is just one God and the rest are his children. The Father is constantly Alpha. So he doesn't rule the kingdom. He gives you this knowledge and he makes you his children. Therefore, you children should remain very happy. Baba is serving us so much. Baba is serving us so much, so there should be so much happiness. What kind of service is being done? Baba is making us into the masters of the world. He himself doesn't go to that new pure world. No one invites him into that pure world. Only the impure call out to him. What would he do in that pure world? His name is the purifier. So his duty is to make the old world new. Baba's duty is to transform the old one into the new one. Baba's name is Shiv and all the children are called Saligrams. He's worshipped. Everyone remembers him as Shiv Baba. Secondly, they still call Brahma Baba. Brahma Baba has Baba. Many speak of Prajapita Brahma, but no one knows him accurately. Whose child is Brahma? You say that Shiva, the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, has adopted him. He is a bodily being. All souls are the children of God because Brahma Baba is a bodily being and is been adopted by Supreme Father. All souls are the children of God. All souls have their own bodies. They have all received their own parts that they have to play. This has continued from time immemorial. Eternal means it has no beginning, middle, or the end. When people hear of the end, they become confused about how would it be created again. The Father explains this is eternal, there is no question of when it was created. When we speak about the destruction, they understand that the total world will be finished. Then they start thinking, then how would it be created again? So Baba explains that this is eternal, there is no question of when it was created. The annihilation never takes place. That's just the tall story that they have told. It was because there were only a few human beings left that they said annihilation took place. This knowledge that Baba has only emerges at this time. It is of him that it is said, even if you turned a whole ocean into ink, a forest into pens, and earth into paper, this knowledge would not even run out. Even on using all these things, even Saraswati deity writes the praise of the god, then also she wouldn't be able to finish it. That still falls short. Acha, to you, sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, father, and Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to you, spiritual children, and we, spiritual children, also offer love, remembrance, and say good morning, Namaste to the mother, father, and Bap Dada. The essence for dharna, the first one. Glorify the Father's name with your cheerful face. Only listen to and relate the jewels of this knowledge. Let the rosary of the jewels of this knowledge be around your neck. Remove devilish defects. Second point, never become tired of doing service. Maintain hope and serve with great interest. Churn the ocean of knowledge and stay enthusiastic. Today's blessing. May you be free from all the problems and instead of becoming confused, make your loose connection right. The main reason for all problems is having a loose connection. Simply put the connection right and all powers will circle around you. Even if it takes 1 to 2 minutes to make the connection, don't lose courage and become confused. Don't shake the foundation of your faith that I belong to Baba and Baba is mine. Make your foundation strong on this basis and you will become free from all problems. Slogan: to remain stable in the seed form stage is the way to transform your old sanskars. We have to be stable in that seed form stage in order to transform our old sanskars. Today's subject signal. In this Abhyakt month, January month, stay free from bondage and experience the stage of liberation in life. When you aren't successful in the service that you do, or in transforming your own sanskars, old sanskars, you become influenced by one or another obstacle. You then want to be liberated from that. However, that desire can't be fulfilled without being powerful. Therefore, be one who is holding all the ornaments, imbibe those powers, you will become free from bondage. Om Shanti. Evening meditation and tomorrow's Amrit Vela and Murli class are in conference hall. All the mothers and sisters who would like to stay here for service after Baba's Milan are requested to be at Shanti Kunj Hall number 1. So we will sit in Baba's remembrance. Let's let's listen to the teachings of respected Dadi Janki ji. A soul that was originally true and pure, that becomes free from falsehood, then realizes this is who I truly was. When the connection is established with the powerhouse, we receive the light and the might also comes. When the light comes, might comes, the soul feels, yes, this is the right path. We have to simply move forward. How? By walking on the path of truth. We have to make our truth our constant companion, because when the soul receives the company of truth, it gets that strength. Because of falsehood, the intellect just wanders here and there. Om Shanti.